T. Lynn Smith. I have another DIY project that I'd like to have you be involved with. You know, with this coronavirus and everybody being stuck in the house, I find myself doing more and more projects. So as you can see, I recently got my steps done, put laminate on the steps. And I realized that even though the steps are now beautiful, I realized I hate my banisters. Yeah, these things right here, I literally hate them. So I decided I'm gonna do something about it, and I don't wanna pay anybody because I believe I can do it myself. So I did my research, and I found out that in order to change the color and the complexion of your banisters, there are 3 steps that are necessary. You have to do some sanding. And so as I share my sanding project with you, you'll see how labor intensive it is, but in the end, it's going to be beautiful. So I found out that there are 3 different sanders that you have to use. Because if you look at the front of the staircase, it's all shiny. That's the way it used to look. It had that god-awful shine, and I've always hated it. So once I got my stairs finished, I put this lip on the front. It's a natural wood lip. So I'm going to try to match the color of the lip with the color of the banister. So the first thing you have to do is get the shine off of the banister. So you use an 80 shaver. This is a shaver. This is a sander. And so you use, no, I should say this, we should use a 60. An 80 is going to be the second one. So you get a sander that is 60 grit. And basically, you just begin by getting all the shine off. Now, it's very labor intensive, and there's going to be a lot of dust everywhere. So the more and more you do it, the shine comes off, and what happens is it begins to turn into its natural wood color. The natural wood color comes out. So after you've done that for a good period of time, then you go from your 60 sander to an 80 sander. Now, the 80 is shaped a little different. It's got like a little edge on it, but this is the 80. So the idea is to get the shine off. Now the next thing is you have to make it smooth. It has to be smooth so that you can paint it, and the shine has to be off. Otherwise, you won't be able to paint over. So we'll continue with the 80. See all the dust flying up? It's been quite an ordeal. My house is a dust factory. Dust everywhere. So I've been working on this for several days. Several days. All right, yeah, look at my clothes, just really getting pretty messed up, but things are gonna get better. So after you've done the 80, you kind of feel it, it's pretty smooth. But in order to get it to its natural wood state, you have to now go to a 120. The sander at a 120. This is amazing. So basically, flip on the switch and begin. This is going to make it nice and smooth. Put on some glasses, but I didn't. So after you've done that, boy, you can tell the difference. It is really, really smooth. I mean, it's almost like, you know, a baby's head. No splinters. It's just really, really smooth. And it's going to have some ends built on, some white ends built on both sides. I'm not building the ends, but I'm going to have that done. And then, so the ends are going to be white, the spindles are going to remain white, but the banister itself is going to be the color of the lip on the stairs. Haven't quite decided what color that's going to be. It's a work in progress, but I know this. When I see the color I like, that will be the color I choose. I finally made a decision based on what you said would look the best for the noses on the steps and what will soon be the color for the banisters. This has been difficult, time consuming, but it's certainly going to be worth it. What you chose was smoking gray. This is actually smoking gray, and this is the stain that we put on the nose of each step, and we're going to put on the banister. As you can see, it took a significant amount of time to tape the stairs off because I wanted to make sure I didn't ruin the new laminate that I just got on these stairs. So as you can see, I'm over halfway done, just have a few more steps to go, and it's been quite an arduous task, but it's been one that's been amazing. So join me as I paint the next step. Gotta put on my glasses so I can see. All right. Now the thing about this paint, it is water-based, it's not oil-based, but make sure whatever brush you use is a brush that will allow you to put stain on and not just regular paint. Otherwise, it'll take you forever to get it done. So basically, I just take a very little at a time and kind of just douse the step. And I'm doing the middle portion first because if I do the edges first, then it'll be too heavy and too dark, and it'll look like there's crud on the edges. Now making sure that I get the front of it, and that's why I taped it really well, so that if I got varnish on the actual tape, it wouldn't matter. And it's very tedious, as I said. The other part is there's the front lip of this piece of wood, this natural wood, and so it's really important that I get the lip of the front of the lip. Otherwise, when you walk up the stairs, you say, there's no varnish on that part. So now I'm working on the edge here, and my brush is pretty dry, and I'm just making sure that what I'm doing is making sure that the grain of the wood is pronounced. Oh, this looks so good. This looks amazing. Can't wait to have all you guys over. Not during the pandemic. So I'm getting it nice and even on top. And I'm having to go over it several times just to make sure it's nice and even, but it looks so amazing. I'm not sure if you can get close up on this, but boy, this is going to be beautiful. Now, keep in mind, I'm probably going to have to put a second coat on. And then I'm going to put some polyurethane on top to give it just a little shine so that as we walk up and down the stairs, it won't scuff it up very badly. Now I'm going to work on the lip, the front lip of it. So I'm going to bring my paint down, or my varnish down. Just get a little bit on the bottom of the brush, and then just kind of wet all along the front of it. And I'm using the same motion. I'm going left and right, not up and down, but left and right. And then I'm making sure that I get the bottom of it so that I don't see the natural wood on the bottom. So amazing. Well, we'll get back with you once it's all done. And the next thing we'll do is work on the banisters. I'm getting some ends put on the banisters. There'll be some white ends. And then the spindles will continue to be white. But this will match the nose or the lip of the stairs. And then once that's done, I'm going to repaint all the baseboards to give it a nice, crispy, white look. So I finally got the lip or the nose of the stairs the color I like. And I just finished, and I think they look amazing. And as I was thinking through it, I thought that I would just try and put the same stain that I put on the lip on this now raw wood. Well, I tried it, and it looks absolutely horrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand it off, and then this time I'm going to apply some natural wood stain, because basically the lips on the steps, they were a natural wood. So I'm thinking, now I don't know this, I didn't call anybody, but I'm thinking if I take the same natural wood stain, put it on the natural wood, then when I put the darker stain on the banisters, I think it'll be pretty close. So let's see what happens. I'm going to sand off this god-awful dark color, and I'm using the 80 sander. I'm doing it by hand, but I may end up using the industrial, powerful sander. But I think we'll be okay here. Oh yeah, it's coming off nicely. Getting back to its natural wood state. Takes a little time. It doesn't happen in 3 minutes. Maybe more like 15, but it will happen. And you do have to apply some serious elbow grease. I'm using all my muscles. Didn't have to work out today. I'm literally getting my workout right now. I just love getting the satisfaction of knowing that I'm doing this myself and I don't have to pay anyone to do it. Oh, by the way, I learned that it takes like 2 days for the lips on the stairs to dry, because I was sitting down painting one and ruined a nice pair of pants. So this whole staining process, it takes 2 days for it to dry. So make sure you give yourself ample time for it to dry. And then on Monday, I'm going to put polyurethane on it, just so that it gives just a really low shine. I'm going to use satin, not high gloss or semi-gloss. I'm going to use a satin so that it gives it just a little shine, and it was going to look amazing. All right, we're almost there. We're almost back to the natural wood state. And it was such a dark stain, the color was, so it takes a little longer because the stain was so dark. Good enough. So we pretty much got all of the dark stain off, or as much as we think we need to. So now I'm just going to apply this wood stain that's just going to bring out the beauty of the wood color, so that when I put the darker stain over it in 2 days, it will look like the lip of these stairs. So here goes. Do try this at home. Ooh. It's got a nice little kick to it. You see there, it just kind of falls on because it's very light. brings out the beauty of the wood. I probably should have put some gloves on, but I didn't. I'll have to wash my hands. And so we'll do this, and then we'll do the other side as well. And then I'll apply the darker stain. Come on a little closer, let's get this side. You might be able to see it a little better. And I won't put quite as much as I did in the first application. It's simply just bringing out the beauty of the wood. So I'm just priming it with a wood stain. That's the color. It's natural. So that when I put this other darker stain, it grabs it a little differently. Well, this is going to be covered up, so that doesn't matter. All right, so I have to be really careful because the lip of the steps, they're all wet still. So I have to walk in between. I'm not an old lady. I just don't want to ruin the great work that I've done. There we go. So beautiful, so beautiful. Cash App is Real Solutions GA. Yeah, Real, R-E-A-L, Solutions GA. I'm going to let this sit for 2 days before I put the second coat on it. But if I find that tomorrow it's dried pretty well, I'm going to test the second coat just because I like to test things. And then if I don't like it, I'll strip it again. It's just that simple. That's the great thing about working with wood. You can always strip it if you don't like it. And that's that.